What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. So, new show alert. It's really not a new show. It's a new show that I'm reviewing, which is Empire. Um, I didn't do Empire last year because I started doing videos after the season already started. So I'm excited to start from the beginning. So we are at the season I was gonna say season finale. Leads, sheesh. We're at the season premiere, season 5, episode 1, and it was interesting. I'm going to say that we flashed forward to flash back to flash forward. There was a lot going on. There was a lot of time hopping going on. So the episode started off, we see Lucius in the black suit. He goes up to a casket. It's a closed casket. Lucius is crying, or at least his eyes are watering like he about to cry. You know, Terrence Howard always looked like he about to cry. And we don't know who's in the casket. The assumption is that it's a Lyons, but we don't know who it is. So then we see at the bottom it says 6 months earlier. So then we flash back to 6 months before we saw that scene with Lucius. But it's 2 years after the season finale. Did y'all follow that? So the season finale ended. And everything that happened at the end of last season, we are now 2 years later. But then 6 months in the future, somebody gonna die. So we back to that. Y'all with me? Because it took... We back. Oh, okay. It's sort of like a Back to the Future kind of thing. So it's 2 years after the season finale. So we know there were a lot of cliffhangers. So Eddie is now running Empire, which really Eddie's wife is running Empire. Nicole Ari Parker, for whatever reason I can't remember her character's name. Her and Eddie got remarried. Remember, she was Eddie's ex-wife who was helping him with the whole deal with getting Empire back. So she remarried him because he's the head of Empire. You know, they got the money back or whatever. And she's actually really running Empire. Gabby, she is running things at Empire. I guess she's the head of A&R, I believe. And her and Nicole Ari, they got this whole Black Girl Magic thing. They're like really connected. You can see that they really got some connection there or whatever. We're going to get back to them. But let's go back to the Lyons. So it's 2 years later. I don't know how I got to that part yet. It's 2 years later. Lucius and Cookie are broke. They selling everything, but they still living in this big ass mansion. That would have been the first thing I thought they would downsize. Sell the house, move into something smaller, but I think that they're doing a lot of keeping up appearances type stuff. They don't want people to know they're having these financial problems. They don't want people to know what's really going on. So they lost Empire, and it's 2 years later, and their money is funny. But they probably spent a lot of their money on lawyers because we found out that they've been suing Eddie this whole time trying to get Empire back. So I'm sure that the lawyers probably got all of their money at this point. The house don't have no air conditioning. Cookie selling her furs. Lucius selling his artwork just to keep the lights on. At this point, they ain't. The maid talking about she ain't been paid in 5 weeks. Again, why you still got a maid? If y'all selling the artwork off the walls, it's certain things you probably just need to let go. But anyway, like I said, people do a lot of stuff to keep up appearances. Jamal calls. He's still living in London. He's loving London. Got a boyfriend. And he started his own label in London. He said he's not making any money, but he is happy. You know what? Happiness is a lot. We find out that Eddie still has Jamal locked into a contract with Empire. And so I'm not 100% sure whether that means that Jamal's just not making any music because he doesn't want to work for Empire, or if Eddie is not allowing Jamal to make music as like a FU to the Lyons. Like, that really wasn't clear. But what was clear is that he is still under contract with the Lyons. And in the beginning, they allude to Hakeem, something happening with Hakeem. So remember, we know that the gun went off. We don't know who got shot. We find out that Hakeem did get shot in the chest. He's alive and he's okay, but he lost part of his lung, which has affected his breathing, and he can no longer rap because he is being Hakeem. We see him with the doctor, and he's giving the doctor pushback, and he's being the brat that he is. I know it's not easy, so I'm not making it seem like this was an easy thing, but you know, he has to do the breathing treatments, and so Him and Tayana are still together. She had the baby. The baby looks like it's healthy. So Bella's living with them. She's like 3 now. She's a big girl. And then Tayana has the baby. Baby's 2 because it's 2 years later. So, and they look like they're doing okay financially. So they got a nice little spot that they living together. Not really clear whether they're married or if they just together. But okay. And Andre is in jail. Come to find out, somebody got him on tape, caught a picture of him actually spiking old girls. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I want to say, I'm trying to think of the nickname that Cookie got for her, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Spiking her drink and her falling over and falling onto the table. Now, because I'm a conspiracy theorist, and when it comes to television shows, if I don't see the body, I don't believe the person's dead. The last thing we saw her was laying on that table bleeding out. That don't mean she dead. And they never showed her this whole episode, but they never talked about a funeral. They never talked about nothing. But Andre ended up going to jail for 2 years for reckless endangerment. Never said, and the lawyer, y'all know who I'm talking about. The lawyer was able to get his charges reduced. But I ain't seen nobody yet. So until I see a body, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know whether she dead or not. I'm going to just leave it at that. So, here's the big thing. There's a big award show. I guess it's supposed to be like the Grammys or the AMAs or whatever the next that night or the next day. And Cookie and Lucius have come up with this plan where they're going to get Empire back. They're taking advantage of the fact that Andre is in jail. Andre has gotten, remember last year, Eddie lost all his money in a Ponzi scheme, which is part of the reason why he was so desperate to get Empire and the money in the first place, because he was broke. So Andre finagled his way to get Eddie's money guy to the jail where he was, so basically he could get all of Eddie's secrets. And you know, Andre is in his element, because y'all know Andre crazy as shit anyway. Like, the only thing that kept him halfway decent was the fact that he was, when he was taking his meds. But y'all know Andre got a little vicious streak in him anyway. So he told old boy, he was like, so you want to know why I got you transferred to hell? And he was like, why? He said, because weren't you Eddie's money man and, took all his money in that Ponzi scheme? Dude was like, I ain't do it. He said, that would be a shame. Because the only reason why I got you transferred here was because I need the information that you have about Eddie's money. But if you can't help me, then you're no use to me. He was like, but if you tell me what I need to know, I can get you transferred back to Club Fed, just like that. So old boy sang like a opera singer. I couldn't think of nothing better than that. But he sang and he told it, and come to find out, Eddie has been skimming the books. He's been stealing money from Empire, and he's got his little accounts, offshore accounts, and the Ponzi scheme guy told Andre all about it, which of course Andre told Cookie and them. So at the award show, a couple of things were going to happen at the award show. Tayana convinced Hakeem to do, remember Ibiza, that song they did last year, is nominated for an award. Now come to find out, Cookie, the husband, shit. Why my name's messing with me tonight? And Eddie, they're all producers on that particular track. So they're all up for the same award. They were all nominated for a producer for that particular song. And so they have to sit together at the awards. But Eddie ass is so scared of Lucius, he got like double security with him, and he's scared to even sit with them. So we got that going on, that Hakeem has agreed, even though he can't breathe. He was like, I can't do it. I can't do the song. And she was like, Hakeem, I really need this. Eddie has, come to find out, Eddie done sidelined her since she had the baby. So that's 2 years. 2 years that she has not. Remember, she was his pet. But she was his pet because he was trying to get it. And once she got back with Hakeem and got pregnant, he was like, I don't have no more use for you. And he sidelined her. See, that's that shit that Bracket hit, man. They be doing some shady shit. So Hakeem was like, I can't do it. Like, my lungs, I cannot rap. And she was like, can you just use a track like for me? And he was like, man, my fans would kill me. What are you talking about? And she was like, your fans just want to see you. Like, they really don't care. They just want to see you. So he agreed to do it. So we see them performing. So we at the award show. Y'all know Cookie and the wifey had a run in. Y'all know Cookie. And they did what women do. They had their little run in or whatever. And Hakeem goes to perform with Tayana, and not only can he not rap live, his lungs can't even take him lip syncing. Like, he started coughing while he was on stage because he's, being Hakeem, he's dancing, he's doing whatever. So he starts coughing. He's actually coughing up blood, actually. He runs off stage, and White Boy comes out and picks up the song and finishes up the song with Tayana and really saves the performance. But of course, y'all know Hakeem. Y'all know. And part of it is Hakeem being a brat, but part of it is real life. Like, this man went through such a serious injury, and his livelihood is gone. You know what I mean? It wasn't just that he was good at rap. Like, that was his passion. That was it, and it's gone from him. And so I'm not going to put this all on Hakeem being a brat, because Hakeem is a brat. But I think a lot of people would be hard pressed to be able to recover from such a serious thing, and it's a lot. So now we're getting ready for the award, and the producers of the show want all of them to sit together. Want Eddie, Lucius, and Cookie to sit together with Nicole R.E. Parker, and he don't want to do it because he's scared of Lucius. He got his security and all that, and the producers are like, look, we can get your, what did he say? He didn't call them security. He was like, we have your people as soon as the award is announced. We just, for the purposes of TV, we want y'all to all be sitting together, so when we pan to y'all, whatever. So Cookie spills a drink on Nicole, so she has to go and change her dress so that they could get Eddie alone, basically. So they get Eddie alone, and they basically let Eddie know, look, here's what's up. We know you've been stealing money from Empire. We have the proof. We got the receipts. We can prove that you are stealing money from Empire. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to give us Empire back, or we're going to go to jail. Or we're going to put you in jail. We're going to go to the authorities. So Eddie is like, I'm between a rock and a hard place. He agrees to do it. Like, what are you going to do? I thought that was too easy. I thought that was way too convenient. So we see Eddie later on that night. He's at the offices of Empire. Old girl shows up. She in her little sweatsuit. She was like, so you just gonna leave me like that? Like, I came back after I changed my dress and you were nowhere to be found. And he was like, it's over. She said, what you mean it's over? Oh, rewind. She's sleeping with, remember the white guy from Silicon Valley that bought Empire to begin with, that they did the deal with? She's sleeping with him, and she's scheming to get Empire from up under Eddie to be anyway. Because she was like, he ain't even running shit. I'm doing all the work. He just the figurehead running around here sleeping with everybody. Because, they got remarried, but Eddie doing him. She remarried Eddie for the security of the fact that he back on top. So Eddie explains to them what's up. He was like, look, Cookie and them, they found out about the money. They found out I was skimming. It's over. They said they're going to... He drunk as hell. Like, he is drunk as a skunk. He's slurring his words. And she was like, oh, no. It's not over for me. It's over. It ain't over for us, because he kept saying us. She was like, it ain't over for us. It's over for you, because you are the one they got. They ain't got me for shit. And so they get to arguing. Next thing you know, Eddie goes to lunge. He misses, because remember, he drunk as hell, hits his head on the side of some furniture, and he dies. I ain't going to get into the drama of it. He dies. Way too convenient. Way too easy. I'm not crazy about that part. And of course, she leaves. She leaves him there dying, and she leaves the office. And it just looks like an accident. It looks like his ass was drunk, because he was drunk as hell. So if they run his blood, he was drunk, he fell, he had to say it, he died. So of course Lucius and Cookie are like, God damn, like, we were just there, we had him, we were getting ready to have Empire back, and he gonna mess around and die. So, of course, they back where they started. They at the house sweating like hell because it ain't no air conditioning. Lucius throwing the glasses against the wall. He pissed off about everything, about life. And guess who shows up? Jamal shows up. And Jamal is like, because they didn't tell Jamal that they were broke. They were FaceTiming him in London, acting like everything is all good and all of this. And Jamal comes home. They're yelling at each other because now, now they They starting to fight each other. So Lucius and Cookie were going at it. They were having one of their little fights, and they was hitting below the belt. Jamal walks in, and Jamal is like, "What's up? Like, what's going on?" He bring his boyfriend to meet them, and of course, the boyfriend was like, "What the hell did I just walk into?" And Jamal was like, "What's up with the house? Like, y'all renovating or something?" Lucius gonna say no. Cookie gonna say yes. So the boyfriend was very discreet. The boyfriend was like, "I need to take a phone call outside." Come to find out, the boyfriend is a reporter. He's like one of those like Anderson Cooper type reporters, goes into war zones and goes to very dangerous places or whatever. So he said he had to take a phone call outside. I'm sure he read some tea leaves and realized there was some shit going on and he just needed to excuse himself from it. Jamal was like, "What's going on? What's up? What's up with this?" So they explain to him everything that's going on. They tell him everything, about the money and everything. And Jamal was like, "Look, this is what I don't understand." He said, "Thank God that y'all lost Empire because Empire was killing y'all." He said, "But the talent, y'all can make something out of nothing. Y'all don't need Empire. Y'all just need each other. Y'all can find the next best thing and y'all can start all over again. And fuck Empire. Like, Empire is just a name. Like, y'all can do this." So... Rewind, sorry. When Cookie went to go visit Andre, she had heard this girl in the car singing and rapping, doing her thing. Cookie kind of took note of it, but they had to hurry up and go. She had Portia was, I think Portia driving Lyft now, and Cookie was she was giving Cookie a ride. They were trying to get to the award show, so they sitting there talking, and Cookie said, "You know what?" So later on that night, the two of them by themselves, and Cookie said, "You know what? Jamal is right. Like, we can do this. We can start over. We can rise from the ashes. All we got to do is figure out the next best thing. We got to find something new but different. Like, we got to get something new that's going to get everybody's attention. But we can do this again. We don't need Empire." So Lucius was like, "Well, we ain't got no money either." She said, "Since when has that been a problem? We ain't had no money the first time. And this time we got a little bit more than we had the last time. Well, at least we got a name. At least we got a reputation. People know who we are. We can do this." So she thinks back on the girl that she heard in the parking lot. She was like, "Yeah, I got it. I know who we gonna get." She goes to jail to visit Andre, and she's like, "Look, I don't know if she was here visiting her boyfriend, but she was in the parking lot. Like, I need you to keep an eye out on, because I need to find this chick." Come to find out, she walks in there with one of the prisoners in a wheelchair. Come to find out, she's a social worker at the jail. So Cookie introduces herself, and she's like, "Look, I'm about to change your life." Cookie gets her to come over to the house so Lucius can meet her, and they could try to he getting his equipment set up and everything, and she shows up with her manager. Her manager's a pimp. Which makes me think that Treasure got some shit with her. Because dude was like, "Yeah, she one of my girls." And, when she got ready to sing, he was like, do your warm-up exercises first. Go ahead and warm up first. And she was like, "I don't need to do all that." He was like, "You talking back to me? Who you talking to?" So, they peeped the scene. Like, they knew what was up. They knew it was some shit there that wasn't right. So... Lucia's talking about something. "Let me talk to you outside while the ladies get situated. Let's go talk some business." Lucia's gonna pick up a candlestick on the way out the door. I say, "Oh Lord, we know what kind of business they about to talk." Lucius came back with the candlestick talking about something. "Yeah, your manager, he ran into something, so he had to go." I was like, "Yeah, he ran into that fucking candlestick in the back of his head or something." And but they get her singing, and of course she sound good. Lucius pull out his little keyboard. He drops a beat. I'm like, "There go that Empire magic." Like that, you see it. They're like, "Yes, yes." You know what I'm saying? I said, "Oh, they got it back." Then we cut to, I guess it was Eddie's funeral. I guess she had him cremated. He's sitting in an urn, and the guy that she'd been sleeping with, he said, "Look, we want to make sure that the transition goes smoothly at at Empire. So we want you to step in and be the CEO, right now." And of course she playing widow, and she all got the black on, and she's playing, like she's so upset, and she crying over Eddie. And as soon as he gets out the car, she tells the driver to pull over. She dumps Eddie's ashes right there in the damn sewer. She is done with it. And of course, she's smiling and grinning because she running Empire now. So, um, I just, I'm gonna get back to that. Because I just feel like, okay, I'll get back to that. Hakeem and Tayana. So after the award show, Hakeem ass don't come home. He out drinking. He doing Hakeem. He out drinking, and Lord knows whatever else he did that night. He finally comes home. They have an argument. Hakeem hits her with the, you know what? I just need some space. I just need to do me for a minute. Here we go with that bullshit. So he goes to Jamal's house. Jamal, of course, he's home from London, and he clearly ain't gonna stay at the non-air conditioned mansion. He was like, nah, we're gonna go back to my spot. So him and the boyfriend show up at the apartment. Hakeem is there. He pull a gun on the boy, talking about Jamal's boyfriend, talking about who are you? And of course Jamal's boyfriend, he was real cool about it or whatever, but he was like, like, yo, I really don't appreciate a gun being pulled on me. Like, what the fuck did I walk into? And Jamal is like, Hakeem, what is going on with you? Like, the house is trashed. There's food containers everywhere. There's guns everywhere. And Jamal is like, Hakeem, what's going on with you? He was like, man, I just need a place to stay. I ain't think it'd be a problem. He was like, you can stay here. That's not the problem. He said, the problem is, what's up with all the guns? What's wrong with you? And, Jamal, him and Hakeem have a moment. And Hakeem is like, where were you? Like, you over in London doing you while I'm here, trying to put my life together. Where were you? He was like, I came home as soon as you got shot. He was like, yeah, and you left 2 days later. He said, but when you got shot, who was with you? Who stood by you the whole time? When you shot old boy, who was with you? And Jamal was like, you were, and then they hug it out or whatever. But I think Jamal realizes that Hakeem really has needed him. And so the boyfriend is there, and everything, but I don't know if the boyfriend really feeling. I don't know. He, ain't nothing till you meet the family. Everything is all shits and giggles and cuddles at night until the brother put a gun in your head. I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of where we end up. We see the family getting together. I mean, of course, Andre, he's in jail, but all the family get together and they tell them, they tell Jamal and Hakeem that they starting their new label, that they're going to start over, that they got an artist, that, she's going to do it for them. And they're like, let's do this. Like, we doing it like we never left. And of course, Jamal is like, well, I live in London now. I'm going to be going back. And I got my own label. Like, I'm not joining Empire Part 2. Like, and so Cookie sort of strong arms him and guilts him into it, but you can see he really ain't with it. Like, he really is happy with his life in London and coming home to visit for a while. But she said, can you just stay long enough for us to get the label, get the new label off the ground? So I don't know how that's going to go down with Jamal. Like, I don't know if that's going to be good, bad, how that's going to break down. But then we flash back again. It says 6 months later, and we're back at Lucius standing over the casket. So again, he's crying. He's visibly upset. So it's a Lyons. We just don't know who it is. Now, my 2 cents real quick, and then I'm going to be done, and I'm going to go watch Star. I feel like, Forrest Whitaker may not have wanted to stay, so let me leave it at that. But I feel like they could have left Eddie alive and done the exact same thing. Like, come to the realization that it wasn't worth trying to fight for Empire, that they can start over and that they can do it themselves. And I think it would have been nice to keep Eddie around as sort of a antagonist. But I think Nicole is going to be able to run with him. I do. And at some point, Gabby is going to have to show what side she's on. Like, where's your allegiance? Where's your allegiance? So anyway, we see, I'm not going to talk about, they show scenes for the upcoming season. I ain't going to talk about that and make any type of predictions. But we'll see where it all ends up. But, yeah, y'all, that's Empire. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments.